Hey, I'm Stephanie Jordan with Heaven's Metal Magazine, and I am hanging out with Jennifer Benson from Ignescent. And we're going to share about their new released song, Chariot of Fire, and just kind of hear what's happening in Ignescent's world. Thanks for being here, Jennifer.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, so you got to tell me about the name Ignescent because I'm a writer and I still had to look up the definition.
Did
So,
you?
y yeah. So you gotta tell me about the name. How did that come about?
Yeah, well, I just wanted something that would fit what we're trying to do with this band and the vision for it. And so I prayed about it. And oddly enough, I looked in the dictionary
Yeah.
and I just got through like the eyes and I saw this word ignescent and it really popped out at me. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And it means to ignite and to spark. So I thought, how perfect is that to ignite people's hearts on fire for Jesus and with our music, and it just was like the perfect word. So that's kinda how it came about.
So I kinda felt that way when I saw that word too. I was like, "Ooh, I love this word." Like, this is a good word. And you actually kinda reference that in the lyrics of your new song. So let's talk about Chariot of Fire. It just came out.
Yes.
So go back to the beginning. Let's start at, like, how did Chariot of Fire, like, happen? Tell me the story.
Yeah. Well, someone mentioned, like, Elijah. We were just, like, talking about it, and then I was reading about the story of Elijah too. I just with some of the things I was going through, and then I related it kinda to this, the story, and, I all of a sudden, this melody kinda came in my head with the chorus, "God of Elijah," in the lyrics, and so I just wrote from there. I just wrote, like, a melody and lyrics to the chorus. I didn't have anything to the verse yet, but during that time too, I was, like, reading about how Clint Lowry of Seven Dust, how he came to know Christ and how his life has changed, and I think it just, like, popped up on social media, an article, and I was like it was during the same time. I'm like, "Wow, that would be super cool," because, he just became a Christian to maybe co-write with him, but thinking, he'd never respond. Like, in a million years, I never thought
Right.
he'd actually respond, but I'm like, "What the heck? I'm gonna reach out and ask him. You never know. It doesn't hurt to try." And I
That's
just thought
right.
he was a really cool person because he was so outspoken about his faith and, seemed like a godly person. I reached out to him and he actually responded, and I was in shock. I was so excited because I'm a fan, of course. It was just like it was really crazy, but so cool. And I shared, the chorus with him, and he said he'd be willing to co-write, and he said he was actually praying for an opportunity like this.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, so that's so cool to write something, with, a Christian group or about God and just it was really cool, and so, yeah, we started writing the song, and he sent some back some, like, music, and I listened to it, like, he wrote around the melody I had, and I thought, "Wow, this is amazing, it's beautiful, it's perfect, it fits exactly the message of the song,"
Yeah.
and then I just kinda went from there and because he created, like, a whole, the whole music for the 1st verse, 2nd verse, everything. So I then came up with some lyrics for the verses because I didn't have that, and then we just kinda yeah, we went back and forth and, came up with this song, "Chariot of Fire," and,
I love it. It's a great song, by the way.
thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it.
I can feel Holy Spirit, like, every time I listen to it, I have my Holy Spirit chills, like, just that resignation of truth and power, and so I'm digging it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm glad. That's awesome. Yeah, so we did that, and then he sang on it, and we met, to do a music video in St. Louis with JT Ibanez and got to meet, him, and we just hung out and shot the video and just had a fun time. He's a super nice guy, very down to earth, and it was super cool. The whole experience was really cool.
It's kinda cool how God, like, sets things up like that, right? Like,
Yeah.
he was praying for an
Yeah.
opportunity, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I got an opportunity."
Right. Not knowing he was praying for that at all. It's
Exactly.
so
That's
cool how
so
God works
cool.
like that.
Yes, absolutely. So, what was like, how long did y'all work on writing the song before it was ready to record? Like, what was that process like for you guys?
Well, it was a little bit. He was busy with touring for a little while, and I know he sat with the song for a little bit too. But and then when I don't know how long it was, a month or two after we talked, maybe because of his schedule and touring schedule. But yeah, once he was home and had some time to work on it, he did that and he sent it back. I liked it right away. Like he's so talented, of course. Oh, what he did was perfect, and so it really didn't take that long, and then, yeah, like I said, I just finished the 1st and 2nd verse, like, the verses and, created the melodies and the lyrics for that. So it was kind of quick, honestly, the whole process, and then, after, we kinda had the rough draft and everything, I went to the studio and recorded the vocals, and then he recorded his vocals, and then we had Jeremy Valentine and Brandon Wolf of the band New Year's Day. They produced it, and they mixed it and mastered it, and so when we got
That's
all
awesome.
that together, they did all that, and then it came out, like, exactly how I had imagined it, and God just, like, brought it together and blessed it, and I was super excited, and then I talked to the label because 'cause I'm like, "This song just feels so powerful in the message, and I believe it's gonna, touch people's lives, and God's gonna use it," and so I talked to the label, and I'm like, "Can we do a music video for this? I really think this is something that we should do," and they said yes. They were excited about the song, and
Awesome.
so then, yeah, I talked to Clinton. He had some time open, and coordinate that with JT Ibanez, and we all met there, um and then just did the video, and that was it. So it was pretty quick, very smooth process. So it's super cool. It was super cool. But the message behind the song is just, a lot about the struggles that I've been through and the pain and heartache and everything, and I went through a relationship where I was mentally abused and controlled and manipulated, and I couldn't, like, do what I wanted to do. There was just, like, lies spread about me, and this person who I was married to, my ex-husband, he was a cop, and so he had, like, power and control, unfortunately, and so, it was crazy though the way it happened. I mean, he kicked me and my daughter out of the house and put a restraining order on me, and just there's so many lies that he could do that, and but now looking back, I'm so thankful that happened. It was like God released me from
Yeah.
that, and at that point before, I was in, like, a mental prison, and I didn't know what to do. It's hard to explain, but I feel like through all that, God just released me, and I was finally able to start a band and do what I felt like I was called to do my whole life, but couldn't because of this, you know, relationship. And so God did so many miracles through that, and He rescued me through that. And I was able to, start Ignescent and share with other people about God through music, that He loves them, and about Jesus and how Jesus died for them, and all that. And so all that to say, that's kind of, with the story of Elijah, is kind of like putting all that together,
Yeah.
and saying, God is our rescuer. He's here even though we don't feel like it sometimes. He loves us, and He will rescue us, and He is God. He's with us. So that's kind of like the whole message behind the song.
Yeah, I love that. I'm a domestic violence survivor as well, so
Are
I
you?
very much can relate to that whole situation, and God absolutely is a good father, a rescuing father,
Yeah,
right?
that's
And
awesome.
so being able to carry that message, I think that is such an important message because there are a lot of people out there that still hide in shame, right? They
Yeah,
ended up divorced or they ended up
right.
alone or whatever from that situation, and they're carrying shame, and it's like,
Right.
"No, God rescued you, like,
Right.
now run to your father and live out your call," right?
Right. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so we talked a little bit about, like, the writing and all of that. Are you guys gonna be able to do any touring together this year with this song? Have y'all talked about that?
Yeah, yeah, we have a few dates already. We'll be at Murray Hill Theater in Jacksonville, Florida, April 18th. So stoked about that. And we'll actually be in Texas, at Fitzgerald's in San Antonio, Texas on April 25th. And then April 24th, we'll be in Fort Worth, Texas at the Rail. We're headlining the Rail. So I'm excited about that. And we'll also be opening for Texas Hippie Coalition on March 20th. And that's at District 1482 in Wyandotte, Michigan. And then there's well, actually, I got some dates just today. We haven't announced them yet, but so yeah, we're currently in the process of booking, but we'll definitely have a tour end of March. So I'm excited.
And everybody can find that on your website, right?
Yeah, I can go to ignescentmusic.com on the tour tab or follow us on Bands in Town Ignescent, and it's all on there as well. So yeah, all the dates will be updated as soon as we have everything. So probably in the next few days or next week, we'll have a lot more dates on there.
Is your record label a Christian label?
No, they aren't actually.
Okay.
Yeah, they,
Tell me
have
how that works between you guys, and, like, are they super supportive of your work?
yeah. Yeah, they are. I mean, they have some Christian bands signed, like Striper is signed with them. Obviously, they're a Christian
Awesome.
band. But then, obviously, there's other ones like Journey and a bunch of others that are not Christian, and most of them are not Christian, but they are super supportive. I I think there's some Christians in the label because of how excited they are and how supportive they are, and, like, when we submitted Not Today featuring Kevin Young, a Disciple, when we submitted that to them, I was wondering how they were gonna react. I wasn't exactly sure.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
they yeah, yeah. They were like they were ecstatic about it, and they wanted that to be the first single off the albums, and same with, Chariot of Fire. So, I think there's some Christians in the label or some people that really like Christian music. So, yeah, they've been great. I'm
Awesome.
super thankful for them. Yeah, they've been awesome and so supportive and very helpful. So they're a really good label, and they're also, the type that they'll let me do my thing and, as well. It's not like they're, like, controlling or micromanaging, but so,
Right,
yeah,
right. They're
so
not trying to mold you, model you, and infringe upon your message and your voice. They're actually, like, using that voice and amplifying it for you, right?
right, yeah. So yeah, it's awesome. I mean, they're definitely a godsend. I'm super grateful.
That's great. Okay, do you have any other little Easter eggs, snippets, little secrets you could share that have are coming up or
Yeah.
would be a little surprise?
Yeah. Yeah, well, the album comes out March 20th through Frontiers Music SRL, and there is a song that I co-wrote with Samir of Flyleaf, and it's called Fearless. So that will be on the album. So I'm really, really excited about that. That's one of my well, besides Chariot of Fire, that's one of my favorite songs off the album. So really,
And
really
you said
excited.
March 20th, right?
March 20th.
Alright.
Yeah. And
Well,
then
set your calendars for March 20th so
yeah.
you'll know.
Yes, yes, definitely. And we also have like Frontiers has a merch store, so you can pre-order the album and pre-order some merch with some new artwork as well. So that link it's on our website, ignescentmusic.com, or the Instagram, Ignescent Music Instagram link tree bio. So
Yeah.
you can check that out there as well as some other merch we have too. But yeah, but you can definitely pre-order that online.
That's fantastic. I know that's so cool just to see, cause like, okay, so I've been in this and I wanna hear your opinion in just a second, but I've had a lot of conversations about, like, AI music and all of that coming out, and so I love to see the process, cause I am not a musician, I'm a writer, so I don't totally understand the process of, like, start to finish, song, production, videos, all of the collaboration that happens, but it's a birthing of a project, just like writing a book or when I was a hairstylist, even producing a hair, right? So,
Right.
I love hearing about, like, the excitement that comes along with, "It's coming up, like, you gotta
Yeah.
check it out."
Right.
Okay, so AI music. What are your thoughts about AI music and kind of penetrating the Christian music scene?
Yeah, it's kind of, like, mind-boggling, like, how I don't know, how is this even happening? It's just kinda I don't it's kinda weird and crazy because, like you said, you wanna create that music and, it's exciting and it's fun and it's using our talents that God has given us, and then AI is just like you hit a button, you type some things in, and that's it. I don't know, it's just really weird. I don't know, the whole thing's just really strange to me. I don't really, I don't fully understand it. It's hard to kinda
It's
grasp,
so
but
new, right? It's so
right,
new.
yeah, yeah. I know God can use anything, obviously, but it's just I don't want that to take away from artists, like me or other artists, or take over that are, creating things and or take away from that, I guess. That's my main concern. So
I agree with that. Because part of the beauty of the music and the process is all of that fruit and, the planting the seeds and the working
right,
together and then seeing it come to life, right? And
yeah.
there can be a gap and missing in that space. I'm still on the fence about it. I'm not trying to be solid in any direction. I'm just trying to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Like I can see some things and yeah, like I said, God can use anything. Yeah. But yeah, definitely wouldn't want that to take away from people that create and
Yeah.
it's taking away jobs from people. I get technology is good, but I mean, when it takes away jobs, I have a hard time with that or it takes away things that people do. uh, It, it's a little heartbreaking sometimes, but
I'm kinda like that. I do love that meme that's like, "I want the AI to do my dishes and my laundry, not
yeah.
make my music and my art."
Right. I could handle that. I would be totally fine with that. Dust my house somehow. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm okay with it.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so where is the band located and who are your band members?
Yeah, so we're in Chicago and Indianapolis, kind of a mix. So I'm in Chicago. Andre is the guitarist, and he is in Chicago too. The bass player is Mikey Green, and he is in Indianapolis. And then Cole Cariel is the drummer, and he's in Indianapolis. So we're kind of like split, I guess.
That's not too far apart. Is it about 4 or 5 hours?
4 hours, so yeah, it's not
Yeah.
bad. So it actually works out perfect, like, if we go out that way or Kentucky South, we just head out and stop out that way, or if they're in Wisconsin, they stop Chicago, and then we go to Wisconsin, so it kinda works out pretty perfectly.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, and who are the other band members? Tell me about them. You told me their names, and
Yeah,
you did tell me their how did y'all meet? Like, how did you get together?
yeah, yeah. Well, Andre, I was looking for a guitarist, so I just reached out to him, band mix, because it said Christian guitarist, and he, likes rock and metal, and it worked out because he loves Stryper, he's, like, obsessed with Stryper, and I thought that's pretty cool because that's kind of we get some of our inspiration from them, and, they're a Christian band, and, so that's pretty cool. He's from Guatemala originally, he moved here, I think, like, 6 years ago. So, yeah. So that's Andre. Mikey Green, bass guitarist, how did I meet him? Oh, yeah, I met him through Cole. Cole, the drummer, I met through a friend of mine. She introduced us and just kinda clicked from there, and then Cole knew, Mikey. He met him at, like, a worship retreat or something,
Okay.
and so He introduced us, and so that's kind of how we all met. Mikey's actually a nurse too. He plays, music and bass, but, in addition though, he is a nurse, so that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm always kind of fascinated. I've talked to a couple of people in bands and they're like, "Yeah, we live like 4 hours apart." And I'm like, "How do you practice? Like, how does
Yeah.
that work?" So, how does that work for you guys getting together and like being able to tour and create the songs? How does that work?
Yeah. Well, we practice on our own, so we're all really good at doing that. But then, sometimes they'll come to Chicago and rehearse and maybe spend the night and then leave, or vice versa. Like coming up, we have a private event we're playing at, and it's in Indianapolis, so I'm going to go out there and we'll probably rehearse after that event and take advantage of that time. And then if we need another rehearsal, maybe they'll come here. So that's kind of how we do it. Um, and it works out, pretty well, and yeah, so just kinda whatever works that way,
That's cool.
yeah.
'Cause it takes effort, right? Like, that's invested effort to say, "Hey, I wanna do this," which I think really is kind of the success that needs to be there.
Yeah, definitely, it's a lot of hard work and a lot of effort, and thankfully, all of us are hard workers, and we love music, and we love to play, and we love hanging out together. It works out well. We just
Yeah,
love, jamming and just doing that, so it's fun. I mean, also when we're touring though, we don't constantly practice because if we're doing a lot of shows in a row, we're playing night after night after night, so
yes,
it's not like we need to practice, but it's more if it's like a new album coming out like now and there's new songs, we have to make sure
right.
we're tight on, then we have to meet, before we tour.
Well, is there anything that you would like to leave the viewers with before we go?
Yeah, so just check out our new song, Chariot of Fire, Ignescent, featuring Clint Lower Seven Dust. It's on Spotify. Go there. Make sure to, you can listen to our previous album, Fightin' Me. That's on Spotify too. Go to Ignescent Music Instagram page, follow us there. Ignescent Music TikTok, Ignescent Music Facebook, follow us there. Go to the, website and ignescentmusic.com, check out the merch there. And yeah, and that's it, and, make sure to stay tuned for the album coming out March 20th.
Yes. Well, thanks for joining us here on Heaven's Metal Magazine, and I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
All right. Good night, you guys. Mark your calendars, March 20th for the album, and we'll see you later.